Call the business session of the February 20th, 2024 meeting to order at 6:01 p.m. All council members are present. Welcome to our guests and visitors. We provide an opportunity for the public to address the city council on any agenda item or during the hearing of visitors portion of our agenda. On items other than public hearings, speakers will be allotted 1 3-minute presentation regardless of the number of agenda items the speaker wishes to address. If you're here to speak and have not filled out a registration card, please see the city secretary staff at the registration table outside the auditorium so that staff can contact you if necessary. If you have handouts, please let us know at the beginning of your presentation, and staff will distribute those to council. If you're unable to approach the podium due to physical limitations, a microphone is available to be brought to you. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our first item of business is to consider the minutes of the February 6th, 2024 regular city council meeting. These minutes were provided to you in your meeting packet. Are there any corrections? If none, those will stand approved as submitted. And the next item to consider is a proclamation proclaiming March 2024 to March 2025 as the 175th anniversary of the city of Waco, Texas. And because there is no one to be presented, I'm just going to read this from the podium today, and this will go down into the records of our city. So I, Dylan Meek, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Waco, do hereby proclaim March 2024 to March 2025 as the 175th anniversary of the city of Waco, Texas. I encourage the people of Waco to join with the city council, the city staff, and me in celebrating all year long, honoring and acknowledging our city's history and continuing to focus on the vision established 175 years ago for the city of Waco to be one of acceptance and opportunity of all. Waco was established in 1849 on land under the care of land agent Jacob de Cordova. Jacob de Cordova hired surveyor George Erath to lay out the town. Shapley Ross was recruited as one of Waco's pioneering settlers and businessmen. Waco's name was selected to reflect the indigenous Waco tribe that had previously settled in the area. De Cordova dedicated land for purposes he considered essential for a strong and successful community: governance, education, faith, and recreation. The current residents of Waco still benefit from the foresight of its founders. Waco was founded with the vision that its thoughtful layout, natural beauty, and strategic location, combined with the features of a community with diverse cultural backgrounds, would make the city welcoming to all. The 175th anniversary is an appropriate time to reflect and tell the stories of our richly diverse history, to recognize and honor the strength and resilience of our people. The City of Waco's governing body and staff are committed to providing an exemplary municipal services in collaborative and transparent manner while honoring the public's trust and promoting a high quality of life. In testimony whereof, witness my hand and the seal of the City of Waco this 20th day of February, 2024. And I'm very excited about this because I do believe that it'll be a really celebratory year to really look back and reflect. And I've already seen our staff begin to think strategically about how we can do that. I want to give Monica and the communications department a shout out because if you walked in City Hall today, you would have noticed a banner. And I guess we have a video that we're going to show right now. Awesome. That's great. Very well done. communications team for already putting together great logos and ways for us to remind our citizens to take that pause and take that beat in the middle of a busy day and reflect on those who came before us, the work that they've done, and the work that we can continue to do for the next 175 years in Waco. Our first public hearing is Public Hearing 2024-96.
Honorable Mayor and City Council, this is a continuance of a public hearing that was opened on February 6, 2024 to consider an ordinance of the City of Waco, Texas, providing that the comprehensive plan be amended to change the land use designation from medium-density residential office flex to mixed-use flex on property described as being 6.575 acres of land located in the TJ Chambers Survey, Abstract Number 7, McLennan County, Texas, and being a portion of the tract of land conveyed to High Five Trust BJA Mark by the deed recorded in instrument number 2022017132 of the official public records of McLennan County, Texas, known as a portion of 2300 South New Road, providing that the Code of Ordinances be amended by revising Section 28-247 in Chapter 28 zoning of the Code, providing that the zoning map shall be changed so that 1, the property described above shall be changed from R1B to C2 district classification, and 2, the zoning shall be changed from R1B to R3C district classification on properties described as 3 tracts of land being 45.177 total acres located in the TJ Chambers Survey, Abstract Number 7, McLennan County, Texas, and being a portion of the tract of land conveyed to High Five Trust BJA Mark by the deed recorded in instrument number 2022017132 of the official public records of McLennan County, Texas, known as another portion of 2300 South New Road, providing for penalties, providing a savings clause, providing a severability clause, and finding and determining that the meeting at which this ordinance is passed is open to the public as required by law. The applicant was not able to attend tonight's meeting and has requested the public hearing be continued until the next council meeting, which is March 19th, 2024. Staff recommends approval of the request for continuance of the public hearing such that the public hearing that was open on February 6, 2024 will remain open and continue to the March 19th, 2024 meeting.
Great. Are there any questions for staff? This public hearing is already open and was continued from the February 6th, 2024 meeting. We have another request for continuance from the applicant. So we will open a public hearing on the request for continuance. Is there anyone here to speak on this item? If not, we will close the public hearing on the continuance, and I'll ask for a motion on the continuance for the March 19th, 2024 meeting.
Mayor, I was going to say, if we may discuss for just a second, I just wanted to call out during this time Councilwoman Rodriguez's comments from earlier, and just make sure that's heard going forward, especially the public hearing, that we do want to be conscious of what we are approving that's going directly behind the new elementary school there.
Thank you, Councilmember Ewing. Yeah, my concern is track 3.
Yep.
And we need to, I don't know what staff can do or what we can do to make sure that we protect the school right, going to be butted up right up to track 3. So,
Councilmember Rodriguez, Councilmember Ewing, I join in that concern about track 3, and I think that if a motion can be made to take up a few of the tracks, that might be something that we could consider, and not all of the tracks, but that should be something the applicant needs to be prepared to address when they come before us again.
okay.
Is there a motion?
I'll move that we continue this public hearing to March 19th council meeting.
A second.
Any other discussion? Please poll the council.
Fairfield.
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Aye.
Holmes. Waterroot.
Yes.
Ewing. Meek.
Yes, that motion carries. The public hearing on the zoning matter remains open and is continued until March 19th, 2024. The next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. The following resolutions have been pulled. The first is Resolution 2024, and we do have a card from Dr. Northcutt.
This is Resolution 2024-107. I'm Alan Northcutt, and you do have a handout, and it includes technical specifications on the Chevy Blazer EV, which is specifically made for police departments. Now, in 2024, with police departments around the world using EVs, the purchase of 60 internal combustion engine vehicles for the police in this resolution is not compatible with the council's pledge to decarbonize. But the good news is there's an EV specific for police use available this spring. It's called the Chevy Blazer PPV, which stands for Police Pursuit Vehicle. So this vehicle is designed for the pursuit situations which the police have been asking for when it comes to EV purchases. Top speed is 130, while the Ford Interceptor is 136, very similar. 0 to 60 is 5.17 seconds, which is slightly better than the Interceptor, which is 5.5 seconds. The prices are difficult to compare, but the Blazer is about 55 to 60K, while the Interceptor is 68K. The Blazer price does include some needed police equipment. It's not clear to me from the handout if the Interceptor prices include all the upfit equipment or not. Anyway, the prices are similar up front, but remember that the Blazer will save money in the long run from lower fuel and maintenance costs. Our previous concern was about where you could get repairs done. You can get local repairs at the Chevy dealer on this car. Chevy, AutoNation Chevy has been repairing the Chevy Bolt for years. I spoke to AutoNation Chevy today. They have this, the generic Chevy Blazer in stock. They're just waiting for a final clearance to begin sales. And Chevy, as I noted, Chevy says that this will begin sales in the spring, the PPV. For sales assistance in purchase and equipment is included in the handout by the Texas manager, and it's in your handout. The question of do we have charging equipment is always asked on this. Yes, we do. We just need an electrician to add a 240-volt line and a level 2 charger, which is about $300. So rather than buy this 60th combustion vehicle, it seems we may be tied to the other 59, but rather than buy this 60th, the city can purchase a pursuit-rated EV this spring. The city will never decarbonize transport by continuing to buy nothing but combustion vehicles. At the bare minimum, the city should investigate the possibility of buying this Blazer PPV before buying this 60th combustion vehicle. And this
Thank you, Dr.
EV
Northcutt.
checks all the boxes that have been required. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there a motion on Resolution 2024-107? Second, any discussion? Please poll the council.
Bearfield.
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Aye.
Aye.
Borderoud.
Yes.
Ewing.
Yes.
Meek.
That motion carries, and we'll move to Resolution 2024-117. Is there a motion?
I'll move approval.
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? Please poll the council.
Bearfield. Rodriguez. Holmes.
Aye.
Ewing. Meek.
Carries. The consent agenda includes Resolutions 2024-97 through 2024-125, with the exception of 107 and 117. Is there a motion on the consent agenda?
Move for approval.
Motion second, any discussion? Please poll the council.
Bearfield. Rodriguez. Holmes. Borderoud. Ewing. Meek.
Carries. We'll move to ordinance 2024-126.
An ordinance of the City of Waco, Texas, authorizing a developer participation agreement with Spiegelville Land Holdings, LLC, SLH, owner of approximately 221.5 acres located 1.85 miles north of U.S. Highway 84 and east of Spiegelville Road, property, to provide for expansion of the city's water and wastewater systems to the vicinity of the property and allow the City of Waco to 1, participate in the total cost of public improvements on the property and reimburse SLH in an amount not to exceed $2,012,167 in installments based on percentage of work completed, and 2, participate in the total cost of oversizing of improvements increasing capacity to water and sanitary sewer improvements required by the city for SLH's development of the property, since they are necessary to provide adequate capacity for existing and future development, and reimburse SLH in an amount not to exceed $3,375,612 in installments based on percentage of work completed, in accordance with Texas Local Government Code Sections 212.071 through 212.074, authorizing the city manager to execute any documents in connection therewith, repealing all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, providing a severability clause, providing a savings clause, and finding and determining that the meeting at which this ordinance is passed is open to the public as required by law. This ordinance is on first reading on February 20, 2024.
Is there a motion?
First reading?
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Please poll the council.
Bearfield.
Yes.
Rodriguez. Holmes.
Aye.
Borderood.
Yes.
Ewing.
Yes.
Meek.
Yes, that motion carries. We'll move to ordinance 2024-127.
An ordinance of the City of Waco, Texas, providing that the Code of Ordinances be amended by revising Section 28-247 in Chapter 28 zoning of said code, providing that the zoning map shall be changed so that certain property described as a 0.4144 acre tract of land described as Lot 3, Block 1, H.L. McCormick Edition, a replat of Lots 1 and 2, Block 1, H.L. McCormick Edition, known as 1700 LaSalle Avenue, shall be changed from C5 district classification and become and be designated into C2 district classification, providing for penalties, providing a savings clause, providing a severability clause, and finding and determining that the meeting at which this ordinance is passed is open to the public as required by law. This ordinance was approved by 6-0 council vote on first reading on February 6, 2024.
Is there a motion?
Move for approval on second reading?
Second.
Any discussion? Please poll the council.
Bearfield.
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Aye.
Holmes. Borderood.
Yes.
Ewing. Meek.
The motion carries. We'll move to ordinance 2024-128.
An ordinance of the City of Waco, Texas, abandoning 0.05 acres of land in the Lee R. Davis Survey, abstract number 309, in the City of Waco, McLennan County, Texas, and being out of that portion of North 25th Street right-of-way dedicated for street right-of-way on the plat of the Brickman edition of record in volume 1288, page 877 of the deed records of McLennan County, Texas, and located adjacent to Lot 9, Block 1 of the Brickman edition, known as 2527 Stewart Drive, adopting findings and conditions from the Waco Plan Commission for this abandonment, finding no duty to maintain, authorizing the city manager to execute quitclaim deeds, providing a severability clause, and finding and determining that the meeting at which this ordinance is passed is open to the public as required by law. This ordinance was approved by 6-0 council vote on first reading on February 6, 2024.
Is there a motion?
Move for approval on second reading?
Second.
Any discussion? Please poll the council.
Bearfield.
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Aye.
Holmes.
Aye.
Borderood.
Yes.
Ewing.
Yes.
Meek.
The motion carries. We'll move to ordinance 2024-129.
An ordinance of the City of Waco, Texas, abandoning a 1.396 acre tract of land situated in the J. Bennett Survey, abstract number 136, McLennan County, Texas, and being all that called 80-foot wide right-of-way to the City of Waco, McLennan County, Texas, further described as Windsor Avenue and bounded by North 23rd Street, North 25th Street, and Blocks 3 and 4 of the University Heights Edition, according to the final plat thereof as recorded in volume 65, page 613 of the deed records of McLennan County, Texas, adopting findings and conditions from the Waco Plan Commission for this abandonment, finding no duty to maintain, authorizing the city manager to execute quitclaim deeds, providing a severability clause, and finding and determining that the meeting at which this ordinance is passed is open to the public as required by law. This ordinance was approved by 6-0 council vote on first reading on February 6, 2024.
Is there a motion?
Second.
Any discussion? Please poll the council.
Bearfield. Rodriguez.
Aye.
Holmes.
Aye.
Borderood.
Yes.
Ewing.
Yes.
Meek.
Yes, that motion carries. And next we will have the hearing of visitors. During this section of the agenda, we provide an opportunity for the public to present concerns or just issues that are not matters of consideration listed on an agenda. Council is unable to conduct discussion but will listen, ask staff to look into concerns, and provide follow-up. Please provide registration information so that staff can contact you if necessary. If you have handouts, please let us know at the beginning of your presentation and staff will distribute those to council. If you're unable to approach the podium due to physical limitations, a microphone is available to be brought to you. Is there anyone present who would like to, well, actually, I have 2 cards. The first is Diane Elmdorf, and on deck will be Ephraim Herring. Good evening.
Mayor, council people. I was here on January 16th, attending a meeting, and I spoke before you regarding the North Brazos sewage treatment plant as proposed. At that meeting, the city manager, Mr. Ford, referred to the Q&A regarding the proposed site to be held with city staff with the support of the county commissioner, Will Jones's office. The schedule was pending at the time, but the commissioner's office has posted an item on our Chalk Bluff neighbors site indicating it's going to be here next Tuesday at 6:30. I'm here tonight because of concerns about that meeting. The first being that the community invite was limited to those with the equivalent of TCEQ standing. That actually becomes inconsequential because no actual invites were ever distributed. I'm wondering, since we have not received any invites 1 week out, and since people impacted by this are also half of them on the other side of the river, residents of Waco, if it would be appropriate to put the meeting information on the Waco social media channels. The second concern is that this meeting was targeted to be a Q&A. It was expressed by the mayor that we would be providing robust discussion, and Mr. Ford said it would be an opportunity to engage in dialogue. Today, we were told that this was going to be the equivalent of a wastewater processing fair, where we're going to be told how this all works on paper. The problem is that few things actually work as they say on paper. Generations of people have sat in your chairs over the last decades with billions of dollars, both private and public, going into making the downtown river area the jewel that it is on the precipice of being. Cameron Park, including East Park, where many launch for fishing and tailgating, the zoo, the lovely new housing developments, the upscale hotel and restaurants, the pavilion, and McLean Stadium. This all adds up to an area that residents and visitors alike enjoy the beauty of the Brazos. However, it's only going to take one accident, and it'll be it like the one earlier this month at the lift station, or one of the several that have occurred over the last 5 years that have dumped over 6.8 million gallons of raw sewage into our waterways. Only one of those will take the perception of Waco downtown from being the jewel to a toilet. There's already memes floating around, some of you may have seen them, of McLean Stadium with a toilet seat on it. Combine that with press releases talking about, with the standard post-incident verbiage, don't touch anything on the river edge, sailgating is discouraged due to the recent hazmat situation, and then think of those same press releases in relationship to the triathlon. I was happy to hear that some of the commissioners here have already accepted the invitation from the county commissioner to the meeting. I hope to see many more of you there, but we don't need a water fair. We need to know how much waste is acceptable to be dumped.
Wrap up your comments. Thank you.
We need to know how it's going to be prevented, and we need to know when the inevitable occurs, what the cleanup looks like. Since no invitations were sent out by the city, as had been discussed with the commissioner, one of my neighbors did make up some invites for the session, so I'll leave those here if anybody cares to pick one up.
Next, we have Ephraim Herring.
My name is Ephraim Herring. I'm coming to you today concerning public trust. Y'all have given this company, I say off the top of my head, probably about $2 million. they presented to me a certificate of occupancy, which somebody finally broke down and told me February 13th that the document does not exist in your files. If you pull up your 28-90, as I pointed out to him, that means that the property that was built by NeighborWorks Waco failed to meet the design that they were submitted to y'all. Therefore, that means that I'm in violation of city law. Also, that means I was in violation of tax abatement. Also means that I no longer call that a house I'm living in now. Matter of fact, I'm not living in it. But also it means I lost the exemption, the homestead. But the one thing that bothered me about that is, that doesn't bother me. It's Penal Code Section 37.10. If I present that document, which I almost did, to a bank, I'd be sitting in jail right now. And now I'm homeless because my new house I built paid $109,000 for. I can't even live in it by state law, by city ordinances. The sad part about this is 2003, y'all did that to my mother too. That's the reason I bought the property, because y'all did it to my mother. And she called me, crying me, saying, hey, the city just put her out on the street. So, $109,000, a house I can't use. And I've been told for almost 7 years that the house has a certificate of occupancy when everybody in this area, in this whole staff knew that was a lie. Y'all have a blessed day. I don't know what I'm gonna do next, but I tell you, I'm not sitting still. Y'all have a blessed day.
Thank you, sir. Is there anyone else here that would like to speak during the hearing of visitors? If not, we will close the hearing of visitors. And are there any announcements that council would like to make? A couple. One is early voting in the primaries open today. So I would encourage every citizen to exercise their our beloved right and go cast your ballots. We talked about this earlier in the agenda, but really want to thank staff and Councilmember Borderud specifically for the work to adopt our new city flag. I think that's something we can all be proud of. Continue to check out on social media and other venues how we're going to be celebrating and commemorating our 175th anniversary. And last but not least, very importantly, it is Black History Month in the United States and in Waco. We have a very great, amazing history in this local community of African American leaders who have pioneered and done amazing things to improve our community and our city. So I encourage Wacoans to press in, go deep, and learn about those matters.
Mayor, I think the Black History Museum is still up at the Dewey Recreation Center, which it highlights Black history, period, but certainly local Black history. So I think that the hours are stated, I know, on city's website because I've seen it, and in social. So that's just an opportunity to go experience one of our lovely recreation facilities, but also to dig deep into what local Black history looks like.
That's great.
I know for sure it's 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock on Saturday, because I will be there.
There you go.
Can I add on to that, just as a call to action, especially to my young brothers and sisters? If you have the time to go and learn Black history, make the time to go and make Black history. It is, like the mayor said, we have a rich history of African American members of our community taking time to enrich the city of Waco. And I would, whoever is listening to or hearing this now or later, encourage you to look around, and if you see something needs to be done and nobody doing it, to step up and find out how to get that done. Lauryn Hill said in her Grammy acceptance speech in 1999 to never be afraid of not knowing, but to go and find out. So I would encourage you to do that and go and make and be a part of Black history as well.
Mayor, continuing, first of all, I want to affirm all of these wonderful comments about Black History Month, and to continue the 90s hip-hop reference. Really excited for Lisa Blackman's work, Jonathan Cook's work, Megan's work in bringing the first 90s hip-hop performance during the Eclipse festivities. I'm really excited about Big Boy. I'm really excited about Arrested Development, my first cassette tape. I was bumping out to it on my way to council here. So looking forward to them coming. We're going to have a lot of fun, and this is a new step for Waco and a fun one for sure.
Any requests for future agenda items? There being no further business, we will adjourn this meeting at 6:30. Thank you, everybody.